Hi guys, today I'm going to show you 10 DIY gift wrapping ideas that will hopefully help you for the holiday season. This first one is very simple. It is just a box with a berry pick wrapped around in twine. First, I just have this already wrapped box. I used brown craft paper with this, and then I took some dark colored twine, wrapped it around the box over and over again until I got the amount that I liked. And I simply just tucked in the berry pick, and that's it. You can use other things with this too, but I like to contrast between the red and the brown, and it gives it that kind of rustic look. This second one is kind of like the first one, except it's just placed in a different spot and it just has a different pick or stem. I'm also going to use brown craft paper with this and the same colored twine, and I wrapped it around, but instead of the middle, I kind of just scooted over to one side. I took this really big stem I got from Michael's, and at first I decided to do this one spot, but it felt like it was too big. So then I picked the little section that would fit the best. I cut that off and I also tucked that in. I also included the one with the little pine cone in it, and I thought it also gave that rustic look, but also perfect for the holidays. This next one is a little bit more crafty, but essentially the same. I will be using the same brown craft paper, and I swear we will be changing craft papers later on in the video, but I just really like the natural, neutral tone of this brown craft paper because I feel like you can just do anything with it. So with the twine, instead of wrapping it around the box in a bunch, I did just wrap it around as if you would a bow. And then I got this pick from Target, and I'm going to be cutting off the leaves as well as the pine cones on it. So I took two small little 3-section leaves, and then I'm going to be putting that on the bottom. I picked one of the bigger pine cones and 2 little ones, and then I will just be hot glue gunning that on the top. And after the pine cone is dry, this is what it looks like. And I think it also has that rustic vibe, but it also fits into the holidays. This fourth one is actually one of my favorites. So this is the last one. I'm going to be using the brown craft paper. And instead of the dark colored twine, I did use a lighter colored twine. And then I just wrapped that around in a bunch in the middle. And then I took this jumbo ribbon and I had wrapped it around vertically instead of horizontally. I tucked it in the back so it can be more secure. And then I just glue gunned that down so it wouldn't move. It's nice and set in there. And then I took this garland and cut little pieces off of it. And warning, it is going to get a little messy as you can see here. But then I just went ahead and twisted them together to make like a mini wreath. And then I just glued that down. Next, I went ahead and cut a strip of white paper. I'm using this sort of like a banner or ribbon in front, and I'm going to put this on top of the little wreath to kind of indicate who it's for. You can, of course, write anyone's name on this. And I just cut the ends to make it look more like a banner or a ribbon, folded it so it has that effect, and then I just glued that on top of the wreath, and there you have it. For this fifth one, I am going to be using black craft paper. So first, I'm taking some pieces of the brown craft paper and drawing a little star on it, cut it out, and I did 2 of these. Next, I'm taking some twine and wrapping it around in a bunch on one side of the box. And then I'm taking these bells that I got from Target dollar spots. And I'm gonna wrap it around on itself, and I'm also gonna glue it down. Then I'm using double-sided tape to glue the little stars on the corner. And then I'm taking a black construction paper. I wanted it to be kind of a different sheen of black. I'm using this kind of as a cardstock, and I wrote down Merry Christmas with a white Sharpie paint pen. And then I just glued that onto the twine, and this is what it looks like. This next one is also one of my favorites. So I'm taking some black craft paper, already wrapped it around the box, took the lighter colored twine and wrapped it vertically around the box and put a little bow in the middle. And then I'm drawing this little Christmas tree on the brown craft paper, cut it out, and I had punched a hole on the top, and I just tied that into the bow in the middle. I just took two of the bells, I put one on the top and one on the bottom, glued it down, and that's it. Very simple, but I really like the way this looks. This 7th DIY will have a black and white vibe. So this is going to be the last time I'm using the black craft paper. And right here, I'm just doodling some stars. I think I did about 13 or 14. And then I just went ahead and cut those out. I'm still using the black craft paper with this one, and I'm using white twine. It kind of has like a mixture of gray within it. So I'm wrapping it around once vertically and then twice again, and I'm kind of angling it. When I go back in the front, I'm tucking it in that second loop, and then I'm just placing the end to the back so I can tie the end to the back instead. And then I kind of just have this 3 going on. I'm just laying out the stars on where I want to glue it onto. And then I'm taking this very small piece of paper. I'm going to be using it to put on who it's for, and it's kind of like a little flag. I cut the ends to make it look pointy or arrow-like, and then I use double-sided tape to put that on the very top. And this is what it looks like afterwards. I also think this is very cute. For the 8th one, I am going to be starting off with a brown craft paper, and I am doodling a little sweater on it, and then I just cut that out. And then I'm using this white colored pencil. I'm just kind of defining the sweater. I'm doodling the outlines to it. And I'm just putting more designs on it to just make it look like a Christmas sweater. I didn't really know how to make a snowflake, but I improvised, and this is what I came up with. So I'm going to be using white craft paper, and then I used a darker twine for this one, wrapped it around the box horizontally, semi in the middle, but not really. I kind of had them spread apart. And then I punched a hole on top of that sweater, and I'm just gonna tie that into the bow that I have in the front. And I just took some extra leaves from one of the picks or the stems, and I just tucked that behind the little sweater. For the 9th DIY, I am using cookie cutters. If you guys have any old holiday cookie cutters, now would be a good time to use them. So I'm just taking this white snowflake one. I'm going to be using the lighter colored twine for this one. I am going to be wrapping this around the box vertically twice. And then I'm gonna place the cookie cutter kind of off center a little bit to the left, but still a little bit centered. And then I'm going to tuck in the twine inside once. I'm just gonna have that go around the cookie cutter, back up, and then I'm gonna wrap that one behind the box. And I'm going to do the other end the same way to the other end of the snowflake, and that way the two ends will meet in the back, and it's gonna kind of hold the cookie cutter in place. It looks very minimal and simple, but you can get very creative with this. You can even use 2 cookie cutters, you can use a gingerbread man or a star or whatever holiday cookie cutters you guys have. For this last one, there's just going to be a little bit of doodling involved, but it's okay. I picked the most simplest card that you can follow, or if you want to look up a very simple card off the internet, go ahead and do so. But I'm just taking this rectangular shaped box and I'm using the brown craft paper for this one. I'm just taking one of the faux miniature trees. This is kind of medium size though. It depends on the size of your box. So what I'm doing is just doodling a car in the front, and then I'm gonna wrap this tree on top with some twine, making it look like the car is taking the tree home. I think this is probably also one of my favorite in this one. It's very cute. I got the inspiration from this from Anthropologie. They have little soaps that they're selling and they're wrapping it during the holiday seasons in this kind of way, but theirs is miniature. And I think it's just so cute. This is just maybe a medium version of that, but I really like how this turned out. So we've now reached the end of the video. If you guys want to wrap your presents a little more customized this year, I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment down below which one of the 10 is your favorite, and I'll see you guys on the next one.